The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Catholics continue to celebrate the Feast of the Child Jesus despite toned-down activities this year due to COVID-19 threat. To give us more details, we have Camille Samonte. She's reporting to us live from Tondo, Manila. Camille, do we have an estimate as to how many devotees have so far joined the Santo Niño festivities?
Riza, police authorities estimate that as of noontime, more than 7,000 devotees heard Mass at the Sto Niño de Tondo parish here in Manila. As the faithful celebrate the Feast of the Child Jesus, the no face mask, no face shield, no entry policy is strictly being observed to stem the possible spread of COVID-19. Around 250 police officers were deployed in the vicinity and ensure health protocols are being followed. To devotees who are queuing for Mass, the Manila LGU is distributing face masks for free. Only 300 people are allowed inside the church due to the limited venue capacity in accordance with IATF guidelines. Those who were not accommodated heard Mass outside the church while observing physical distancing. Many devotees brought their Santo Niño images for blessing, but church officials say sprinkling of holy water is no longer allowed. But some of them said they are not concerned with the threat of the pandemic because they are confident that their faith will protect them. Police authorities are appealing to devotees, especially those who are senior citizens, to hear Mass online instead of going to the church.
Reminder na lang po sa mga pupunta, huwag na pong magsama ng bata. Yun po, marami po kami pinauwi kanina. Talagang hindi po namin papayagang pumasok at hindi rin namin papayagang umistambay pa. Talagang pinapauwi namin.
Riza, the Mass for the Feast of Santo Niño is still ongoing and the last Mass for today will end at 7 in the evening. Authorities are also going around to ensure that minimum health protocols are being followed. Riza?
Thank you, Camille. That was Camille Sabonte reporting live from Tondo, Manila. Now, over in Cebu, the city government has lined up toned-down activities for this year's Sinulog Festival. Local officials say the usual jam-packed festivities continue through Mass and social media instead. The festival began with a Mass attended by a few key officials and streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. Now, winners of the traditional events such as competitions involving gigantes will be announced online. Organizers assure Cebuanos that they will still be able to relive the joy of festivities from the past years. The Sinulog Foundation Incorporated earlier canceled the popular street dance due to the threat of COVID-19. Meanwhile, this year's Panagbanga Festival has been postponed to a later date. Mayor Benjamin Magalong is on the line to tell us more about this. Good afternoon, Mayor Magalong. Mayor Magalong, good afternoon.
Hi, Risa. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to our listeners.
Mayor, since the festival is said to be postponed until a vaccination program has been launched in the city of Baguio, do you have a target date or perhaps a timetable for this?
Okay. First thing is I just would like to clarify. It's the basis of scheduling the Panagbanga Festival to a later date will not depend on the vaccination program. It depends on the latest development on the UK variant. And that's the reason why we canceled it, because we were able to determine that the UK variant is already in the country as announced by the Department of Health. And as a precautionary measures, we just simply have to protect our citizens. And that's the reason why we decided to postpone it to a later date. Probably, depending on the latest development of the UK variant, at the same time, it will be able to arrest the increasing number of cases that we are now experiencing in the city of Baguio. Then most probably we will resume the Panagbanga Festival sometime in the summer season, or April or May.
So, Mayor, the postponement is one of the precautions that you're taking. Are there other precautions implemented in Baguio now that, of course, with the detection of the new variant in the country?
Okay, we're now strictly implementing a border control with our neighbors. We continue to implement our triage system for visitors and returning Baguio residents and workers. We're making sure that our search capacity is increasing our search capacity. Number of cases, and that's precisely what is happening now. And there will be more cases amongst now. We will have the UK variant more infected. Working on our sources daily. And then we are now launching it. We have number of
All right, we'll try to fix our connection, our line with Mayor Magalong so we can understand him better. We'll return, or rather, we'll be back with more stories after this break, so please stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Air Force has already identified all 7 victims of the helicopter crash in Bukidnon. Speaking with us earlier today was Philippine Air Force spokesperson Aris Galang, who noted that they will release the names of the casualties once the families have been informed of the tragedy. Galang says they still do not know what caused the crash, but he noted that PAF's air assets are always well maintained and that they undergo strict inspections before every mission.
Our aircraft are prepared during the mission month before and after the mission. It so happened during the investigation, we have to consider every factors, like, for example, the environment, the material factors, and at the same time, the human factors, ma'am.
Galang also said the UE UH-1H helicopters will remain grounded pending investigation and maintenance inspections. The Air Force will also provide financial assistance to the victims' families.
Conducting also a maintenance check and all maintenance inspection to all UH-1H type of aircraft. The Philippine Air Force will be giving the appropriate honors to them, ma'am.
All right, let's get back to Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong. He's now on the line. Mayor Benjamin? Mayor Magalong?
Yes, we said. Okay.
Mayor, we were talking about, again, the other precautions that the Baguio City is implementing after, of course, the discovery of the new variant being already present in our country.
Okay, as I was mentioning a while ago, we're implementing a very strict border control, especially with our neighboring regions. Although tourists are still allowed to come in, besides they have to undergo triage system and they have to undergo a swab test. So we're pretty sure that most of our tourists are safe and they are healthy and we don't have the COVID-19 virus. Another is we're increasing our surge capacity. So from a previous 350 isolation bed, as a result of the holiday season, UK variant. Second is we have to open now. It's protect the vulnerables. On our risk communication, making sure that everybody is aware of the implications of the UK virus, and at the same time informing everyone that on the increasing trend of cases in the city.
Mayor, as the country's vaccine czar, are there any new plans on perhaps rehiring additional contact tracers this year from already the 15,000 that was announced?
Okay. The constraints, the ILP is to reduce the contact tracers from 50,000 to just 1,000. Because with a fewer contact tracer, I'll be
Unfortunately, our line isn't as clear with Mayor Magalong. We'll try to return with that story in a few, but in the meantime, here are other stories we're watching across the globe. U.S. President-elect Joe Biden is expected to hit the ground running on his first day at the White House. Biden's incoming chief of staff says the incoming president will be signing executive orders. This include rejoining the Paris Climate Accord and mandating the wearing of face masks in interstate travel as well as on federal property. Biden will also reportedly push policy changes on housing, student loans, and immigration. Meanwhile, the timeline for U.S. outgoing President Donald Trump's impeachment is still uncertain. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi did not give an answer when asked when she's planning to send the impeachment article against Trump to the Senate. The trial process for Trump's impeachment shall begin in this chamber. The U.S. House Speaker told reporters, though, that she will soon make an announcement on the matter. And the death toll due to the 6.2 magnitude earthquake in Indonesia has climbed to 56. According to the country's disaster mitigation agency, more than 800 people were also injured and about 15,000 have been displaced. While rescue efforts and distribution of supplies continue, authorities admit that there is a shortage of face masks, which raises concerns about COVID-19 infections. The head of Meteorological, Climatology, and Geophysical Agency warns that another earthquake could potentially trigger a tsunami. Now, those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 4 o'clock in the afternoon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.